Hello friendo, welcome back to my shithole of a channel. It is time for my September favorites. I am not a fashion person, in case you couldn't tell by all the plaid that I wear, and I don't really wear makeup that often, just when the mood strikes me, like today just happened to be one of those days. But I am an enormous fangirl, so in this video I'm going to be talking to you about everything that got me fangirling this month, including books, TV, movies, podcasts, pretty much anything that you can geek out about. I don't know how much longer I can keep rambling, so we might as well just get right into it. Anyone who knows me at all will be able to tell you that I read a lot. Which is weird because I don't actually read that fast, I just read for ridiculously extended periods of time. Like sometimes I forego sleep in favor of finishing another chapter of my book, and then another chapter and another chapter and another chapter. And this month the book that had me doing that was this one. It is Written in Red by Anne Bishop. It's a really good little urban fantasy. I say little, there are 5 books in the series. I am already up to the 3rd one. But it's a really good urban fantasy story about this girl named Meg, I believe is her name. And she is a blood prophet, which basically means that every time she gets cut, she sees the future. And which sounds horrendously teenage angsty, but again, the plaid, I'm feeling it this month. Girls like Meg, the blood prophets, are treated as property and taken away at a really young age and put into compounds where their skin, like cuts on their skin, are sold to people for a really high price. And it's about Meg, and she escapes that compound and goes to live with a group called the Terra Indigene, and they're basically like all the creepy, scary night people, like werewolves and vampires and elementals and things like that, and they basically rule the world in this. The humans are the subdued species, but it's a really interesting book, and if you're good for fantasy stories, if you're really into that sort of thing, this is an incredible read. My favorite movie this month, that's a really hard one to pick out because if you watched one of my Friday Chatty videos like 3-4 weeks ago, you'll know that I got fired recently, so I had a lot of spare time on my hands, and I spent most of it binge watching Netflix movies and trying new things and seeing what I liked. One of the things I discovered that I really enjoyed was the independent movie tab on Netflix. You find a whole bunch of really nice, like niche type movies that you don't see in the cinema because they've probably gone straight to DVD or things like that. Or they only got online releases, some of them. Hello, son, you're back. That's gonna throw the white balance out. Thanks so much. But there was this one movie I really liked. I think it's actually become sort of a cult movie. I didn't really look it up to see, but it was in the independent movies tab on Australian Netflix, and that movie was Odd Thomas. So Odd Thomas is the story of this line cook in a diner who can see dead people and sometimes has dreams of the future. And he helps the police investigate murders and things like that, like he catches criminals and things. And it sounds really cliched and horrible, but if you watch it, it's this really funny, romantic little story about him and his girlfriend. It's such a good movie, and I found out that that is also based on a series of books, so now I have to go and find the book for that in some bookshop. I don't know if it exists anymore, if I'm gonna have to buy it online. But I'm addicted to this movie, and I've already seen it like 3 times, which is really bad, but I'm one of those people that can rewatch the same movie over and over again if I love it and not get bored. But it was so good. This month, my favorite TV show has been Jessica Jones. I know you're all kind of expecting me to say Stranger Things, and I've started watching it, but I haven't finished it yet, so I don't want to say Stranger Things, so it might be next month's one. But yes, I loved Jessica Jones. I know it's been out for a while, but I haven't got around to watching it because of work and other things that have been going on in my life. This month I actually took the time to sit down and binge watch it from start to end, and it was an incredible show. It was so dark and gritty, which is something that I find a lot of the Marvel things are lacking, and it was it followed the same sort of stylistic trend as the Dark Knight trilogy did. And it was so good in that regard. And then there was Kilgrave, who was played by David Tennant. He was such a creepy, interesting villain. If you're into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or even if you're not, I would seriously recommend you sit down and watch it because it's a really awesome crime drama type TV show, and the villains were just really interesting, and it played like an extended movie, the whole thing did. It was so well shot and so well produced. It had such an amazing style to it. My favorite album, oh gosh, I listen to a lot of music. Like I can't stand silence is something that I struggle with so much. I can't concentrate and it makes me antsy. So I always have Spotify playing or a TV going or something happening in the house because I just can't stand the quiet. And Discover Weekly has become my new best friend from Spotify because I keep finding all these new artists that I love and there's always new stuff and it's always so good. But the one artist that really stuck out to me this month that I've been binge listening to as well, I'm probably going to listen to it so much that I'll hate it by next month, is Oh Wonder. And their release album, which is also titled Oh Wonder, is incredible. It's so good. I would say it's probably indie pop or indie rock or somewhere in that vein. It's a lot of acoustic songs and it's just so nice and so chill and it's really good for relaxing too. And the song from it, oh, what's it called? Without You. The song Without You, oh, it gets me in the heart and I feel that shit in my soul. It is such a good song. I love everything about that album and I'm definitely going to be following that band from here on out to see where they go. I hope they do more amazing things because I love it so much. My favorite podcast this month is Dragon Friends, which is an Australian D&D podcast, and they do live shows in the Dwarf Theatre in Sydney where they record it and they have a bard with musical accompaniment and they have all these Australian comedians sitting down to do the role playing for the characters, and it's just, oh, it's a ridiculously good time and the jokes are always so funny. The music is amazing, the bard Benny Davis, he's great, and I really want to get tickets to go see the next performance, so I'm saving up for that. But I've been just binge listening to it. It absolutely puts me in stitches. It's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And the sun is back again. Hi, how are you? How you been? How are the kids? How's the wife? Good? No? Okay. Well, can you just fuck off? That would be nice. So anyway, those have been my favorites from September. I hope you enjoyed them and I hope maybe that you'll go out and read some of these books or watch some of these movies because they're amazing and they deserve more attention. But if you don't, that's totally fine. Question of the day, recommend me some more books and movies and TV shows and things like that in the comments below, and I will read as many and watch as many of them as I have time for, and you may see them in next month's favorites video. But anyway, thank you so much for sitting through my ridiculous rambling. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and maybe subscribe to see more of this. I make new videos whenever the hell I feel like it, so come back. I'm hoping to do at least one a week from now on. How many times have I said that and how many times have I not done it? I'm going to go before the sun comes back and decides to blind me by reflecting off the caravan roof outside. I hope you had a lovely time and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guy.